What's up, everybody? It's Legal Tender. I'm back in the building. I'm back in the vote. I pulled out some of my favorite notes to make a new video. As always, I want to start off by thanking everybody for supporting the channel. Thank you for the love and thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're a fan of Newsmatics, if you're a fan of paper currency, if you're just getting into the hobby of Newsmatics, stay rocking with me, stay rocking with the channel. Every Tuesday is Legal Tender Tuesday, and I will be making a new episode every week speaking about something new, different, or interesting within the realm of Newsmatics. Questions, comments, and input, put it down in the comment section. I read everything and I respond back as soon as possible. Throughout this video, if I say something that isn't 100% accurate or it's a little different from what you know, let me know via the comments. I'll go back, hit the books, and make sure that I have the right information moving forward. All right, with that being said, let's thank and welcome the newest members to the Legal Tender family. All right, I want to shout out and acknowledge and welcome to the family, Kentucky John, Lacey Ray, and Silent Silver. Thank you for the love and thank you for joining the family. And also, moving forward, if you rocking with me, I'm going to rock with you. So if and when you join my channel, I'm going to join yours. So Kentucky John, Lacey Ray, and Silent Silver, you just got a new subscriber. All right, so with that being said, let's get into today's video. All right, so the notes that I pulled out today, I pulled out these notes right here. So I guess this is kind of like my top five $5 bills. In no particular order, but I got the information written down a certain kind of way. Yeah, I got these notes out for a reason, and I will highlight each note in a minute. Now, they are all $5 denominations of different currency types and definitely different series years. So, getting into it. So, in no particular order, do I like them, like 1 through 5, but this is what we got. All right, so starting off, we have this note right here. As always, you can tell the currency type up top. It is a Federal Reserve note. And Federal Reserve notes have a green Treasury seal and green serial numbers. This note is series year 1999, and this note is part of the monochrome series. And that's why I got it in the collection. But let's go. All right, so series year 1999 Federal Reserve note. This note was redesigned in the year 2000, along with the $10 bill. So the last two notes of the monochrome series to get redesigned, issued, and printed were the $10 bill and the $5 bill. Now, numerous security features were added to this series, such as micro printing, raised printing, watermarks, and that's just to name a few. Now, I got an episode where I spoke about security features on notes, but let me see. Micro printing. So there is micro printing going around the oval framing. And we also have micro printing right here in these little like divots, I'm gonna call it. A watermark. We can see the watermark of Abe right there. If you tilt it a certain way, you don't see it, but watermark right there. And we have raised printing as well. Now, the individual on the center of this note of the obverse is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln served as, Abraham Lincoln served as the 16th president of the United States. He was a lawyer, a politician, and a statesman. He was born on February 12th, 1809, and was the first president of the United States to be assassinated. Sorry to say, but he holds that honor. It's a terrible stat to have. And he was unalive on April 15th, 1865. He was born in Kentucky, and he wed to his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, and they had 4 children, all boys. Now, the reason I'm particularly fond of this note in the monochrome series is because the issuance of this note is the first major redesign of my lifetime. I was used to the old small face notes, but like I said, these notes were issued in '96, and it was just something brand new to me. Like I never seen such a radical like change in the in US currency. So these notes, they always stood out to me for that reason alone. Something else about this note is this note first debuted, not this note, but this series debuted another change, and that is the Federal Reserve seal change. It used to be, at first it was numerals, then it transitioned to a letter, not an alphabet, a letter. And I forgot on the previous episode, somebody pointed that out to me. I kept saying alphabet, 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 but it was a letter. And the letter identified the Federal Reserve district that it was tied to. But they changed all that and just made it one universal, all encompassing image. And now we have the Federal Reserve System seal right there. What else about this note? All right. So the monochrome series, it had a brief print run and issue, and it started from 1996, and the last note was printed in 2008. I think I see some information that say it was printed from 1990. Let me see, from 1996 to 2006. But I got written down from 1996 to 2008, and I looked that up. But please give me confirmation on the print run for the entirety of the monochrome series. Please and thank you via the comments. Also, a little bit more fancy. Not really so fancy, but it is a replacement note, which means that it is a star note. So that is that. Now, on the reverse, we have the structure. Get my lights together. We have the structure of the Lincoln Memorial. It is a national memorial. The memorial's architect is Henry Bacon, and the designer of the Lincoln statue, which sits inside, you can see right there, is Daniel Chester. Construction of the memorial began in 1914 and was completed and dedicated on May 30th, 1922. And it is located at the Washington Mall in Washington, D.C. Now, the signature combination is Winthrop and Summer. And the monochrome series, I like it, man. I like it because this is the first radical redesign. It had a short print run in life. So I think that makes it a little bit more unique as well. So that's why it is in the collection. All right, the second note that I have, another $5 denomination. Again, this is my top five $5 bills. Currency type, it is a silver certificate. And silver certificates are identified with blue Treasury seals and blue serial numbers. This is a pretty good conditioned note. Looks good. I don't know anything about grading, but it is a star note and series year 1953A. Now we see with the older notes that the star was, it preceded the serial numbers. On the newer notes, the star came after the serial number. So That was interesting. Now, silver certificates. What we got about silver certificates? All right, so speaking about silver certificates, these notes were a type of representative money that was printed from 1878 until 1964. Now, they both came in large size and small size. This currency type was issued, and like I said, was issued in large size and small size of U.S. currency. All silver certificates were redeemable for their face value in silver. Now, this note made the top 5 because it is a replacement note, as I identified with the star being in the front of the serial numbers. Now, the image on the obverse and the reverse is the same. It is Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This light is doing some craziness. But yeah, I got it in the collection because it's a nice looking note and it has a star on it. So the replacement note value kind of made it nudge its way into the top 5. And the fact that it's an older note and it's in pretty good condition. So pretty happy about that. Also, as we see on the back, the motto is missing. There is no "In God We Trust," because the motto was added on U.S. currency in 1957. And the signature combination on this note is, it looks like Priest and Anderson. Alrighty, next note. All right, here we have another silver certificate. Obviously, the blue seal, serial numbers, and the blue numeral. It's series. This is series year. It's a 1934A. Signature combination is Morgenthau Jr. and Julian. And this made the top 5 because of the bright blue numeral that is on this note. Now, the blue numerals came in 3 denominations. Well, silver certificates only came in 3 denominations, 1, 5, and 10. And I did a previous episode speaking about the colorized numerals. And they are on here because the blue numerals only came with series year 1934, along with the suffix letter. So now I just showed a 1953A, and we can see that 53A has a gray numeral and 1934 has a blue numeral. So the blue numeral definitely makes this note stand out and pop. And that is why I got it in my top 5 of my favorite 5. Because of that blue. The blue really, it pops on this note. Looks good. All right, next, bill. All right, now we are back to the Federal Reserve notes. Got a green Treasury seal, LGS, light green seal, serial numbers. This is a 1934. Now, the other note was a 1934 as well, 1934A. But the difference is, like I said, it is up top. This is a silver certificate, 1934A. And this is a Federal Reserve note, 1934. Even if you was to add an A, it's a different currency type. So a different currency type equals a different color Treasury seal and serial number. All right, so 1934 Federal Reserve note. I like it. It is, this bill looks a little rough, and sometimes I really appreciate a little grit on the note. It shows its wear, but it's not ripped or torn or frayed. No pinholes, anything like that. This is just a note that was printed in 1934, and you could tell because the whiteness of the paper is a little dingy, and I appreciate that. And you also got the series year up here as well. I also like the length of this obligation, and it reads, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, and is redeemable." The gold clause was lost when they transitioned series year. I forget the series year that the gold clause came off, but I'm pretty sure I could find it in my notes somewhere. It is redeemable in lawful money at the United States Treasury or at any Federal Reserve Bank. See? Now, earlier I said that the Treasury, not the Treasury seal, that's the Treasury seal there. The Federal Reserve seal, it changed to a different image. At first it was numerals, now it's letters on this series year right here. And on the very first note that I show, and I got another one coming up, it is a different image. But H identifies that this is the 8th Federal Reserve District. H is the 8th letter, and the Federal Reserve Bank is St. Louis. So there you go, right there. Also, I like this note because of the shade of green, that LGS. And for some odd reason, well, I get the reason why, but this seems to, the consensus is that this LGS is the most desired and aesthetically pleasing green of all Federal Reserve notes in green, what shades of green. And I got an episode speaking about the different shades of color as well, so check that out. All right, also, what else we got? I also like the obligation, spoke about that, very descriptive in the explanation, that part up there. This note just looks it is an official document, just with the word and life of it. And again, the grit just gives it a little bit more character. All right, still no "In God We Trust" motto, because the motto was added in 1957 to U.S. currency. The signature combination is, we got Julian there and Morgenthau right here. All right, and the last note that I have is this colorized note. Looks like it's a part of the monochrome series, but it's not. It evolved a little bit. The oval framing is gone. We have some freedom symbolic images. Got old Baldy right there in the back. We got stars going around. The bat change. We also have this large numeral right here. And we have some anti-photo. Let me see. Anti-photocopying deterrents right there. The reason this note is in the collection is because of this series year. It is series year 2021. And to me, it is a historic series because of the signature combination that's on this note. You have Lynn Marliba as the Treasurer of the United States, and we have Janet Yellen as the Secretary of Treasury. The second denomination, but the first series that have the signature of two women. So really happy that this note is in the collection. This signature combination in this series year is why this note is in the collection. This is the first Native American. This is the signature of the first Native American male or female to be on the note, and Miss Yellen is the other female. So the first series to have the signature of two women on on U.S. currency. So super stoked about that. And we have "In God We Trust" on the back, the Lincoln Memorial. And that is number 5 of $5 bills. All right, so this is my top 5 $5 bills. Put down in the comments of this 5, which 5 is your favorite that you've seen via this video. I really want to build more banter. I just want to talk to people. I just want to get your overall insight, input, and things like that. What's your top 5 notes? Any denomination? So just put it down in the comment. Let's talk more. All right, that's all we got for this one. Until next time, keep it legal, keep it tender. Talk to you soon.